Hi there, folks, and welcome to another episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. Have I got a special one for you today? This one, I'm stunned that I'm the proud owner of what you're getting ready to see here. Till it's a work day, everybody's out trucking. This I picked up just yesterday. You might be seeing this a week or two later. This is going out on the water today. I picked it up yesterday, got home about 3 o'clock, had to blast off to pick up another boat. At 3 o'clock, didn't get home till almost 9 last night, so I'm doing a lot of stuff this morning to prepare to get this thing to go out in the water. And I think I've titled this correctly. I'm calling this a Survivor, a 1973 Survivor. Yes, this is late August. I'm gonna go ahead and call it 50 years old. 55 of these. 50 years old. This boat has been well maintained and well taken care of its entire life. Its entire life. And you just don't see this every day, folks. You just don't. I'm proud to say I am the new caretaker of this particular rig we're getting ready to take a look at. The folks that had it before me had it for, according to the registration, 21 years in their name. I'll refer to them, the caretakers, for anonymity as Mr. and Miss Smith. Fair enough? They did a fantastic job of taking care of this boat over the years that they've owned it. My understanding is it hasn't been on the water for about 4 years. Now, it has been started up and ran and maintained that way and winterized properly and all that fun stuff. They were happy to see somebody as excited as I am about getting a boat like this. I'm proud to say I'm the new caretaker of this boat, and we're gonna breathe some new life into it. It's already got a lot of life in it. Let's put it that way. There's nothing wrong with this boat other than once you have something for a certain amount of time, you start not really wanting to do the little things to keep her up to top notch, and that's okay. I get it. I totally get it. My StarCraft, I've had it for 4 years, and I just decided, am I just going to use it? What am I going to do with it? It's my fishing boat, right? And I put a new floor in it, and I just keep adding little things to make it just a little better every year. You don't have to dump a lot of money into a boat to make it better, but you do have to, that bust out another 1,000. I get it. A boat's just a hole in the water you throw money into. I get it. But that's if you don't take care of it. The people that don't take care of their stuff, they'll smoke their motor, they'll do this. If you do the proper maintenance on everything, it'll last you a while. This is a perfect example of that. 50 years. Let's take a look at what we got here. I can't wait to show you. Now I want you folks to take a minute and just drink it in. Now I feel bad because I left it uncovered last night. I didn't put the tarp back over it that I have for it to keep the morning dew off of it. But that's okay. A boat's going to get wet occasionally. You just don't want to live like that. That's not good for a boat at all. You want to cover it. I have covers in my boats. You guys have heard me preach. Change gonna come. We're gonna protect this boat. Lord in heaven, protect this boat. That's hard on the voice. But this thing has been preserved because of the way it was cared for. It was always covered. It was winterized in a building. It was always covered when it was outside. This boat originally, this is a 1973 Cobalt. And we'll get to the engine in a minute because I've been looking for this type of engine for a while. And basically the past 2 years, I've been trying to find a boat with this engine in it that deserved this engine and that deserved to be preserved. This boat is a 1973 Cobalt. I don't know what brand of Cobalt, it's just Cobalt. It doesn't say what model. It's an 18-foot by wide. It's wide. And she's beautiful. This originally was all white. And the guy that I got it from, Mr. Smith, Miss Smith owned the boat. It was her boat. Mr. Smith helped take care of her boat. They're a couple, Mr. and Miss Smith. he did body work and was pretty good at it, from what I could see. This was an all-white boat that he put red on it, automotive grade red on it, many, many years ago. And it just, look at the shape of this thing. Look at the lines, how he cut those lines in. This just really looks like a more modern boat than it is. This does not look like a 50-year-old boat. Deep V tri-hull. That deep V is like in the water, like, ugh. But this reverse chine goes negative up in here, like 4 feet. Okay, not 4 feet, but a ways. Talk about stability. I'm not sure. If my viewers out there could enlighten me, I would appreciate it. Why did they ever go away from tri-hulls? You know, my little 14-foot banana boat is a tri-hull, and the way that thing soaks up water and waves, so I should say water, soaks up the waves and just handles on the water is fantastic. I just wonder what happened. Is this another, now this is going to date me a little bit, this is another Beta versus VHS thing? You know, VHS won out over Beta, but Beta had better quality of video, better. It was better, but VHS won. Maybe that was marketing. I don't know. But why did the tri-hulls go away? Why? But fortunately, there's still a few around that we can save and hang on to and make last a long time for the next generation. The next generation. But if anybody knows why tri-hulls just disappeared, I have a feeling it was a lot like just popularity. People just like the big V, and I don't know. Maybe they turn harder in the water. Maybe these turn less hard. I don't know. Mine seem to turn just fine, but maybe there's something. I'm new to this game in relative terms, so I'm just kind of curious. But brand new 13-inch trailer tires on here. The most miles these tires have had on them was me pulling it home 80-some miles yesterday. And the bearings and everything felt awesome. I got on the highway, I pulled over after doing about 10 miles at 70 miles an hour. Yes, 70 miles an hour. And the bearings felt good. Barely even any warmth in it. Perfect. So all 4 of them that way, all 4. This has the Mercruiser inboard outboard on it. Yeah, wrap your head around that Mercruiser. What horsepower? 165. This is a Mercruiser straight 6. Beautiful motor, beautiful motor. 165 ponies to push this boat around. We're going to get it on the water today. This is something that Michael doesn't normally do. But here I am, Michael, the boat doctor. Now I'm going to say doctor. We're going to put doctor right down here. I think you're going to like it. We're going to take this on the water today. I bought it yesterday, got it home yesterday afternoon, didn't get to work on it last night. Changing the gear oil right now. I'll send you to that here in a minute. Changing the gear oil, and we're going to check the oil in the engine. The gentleman I bought it from did fire it up. I should say the lady I bought it from. It was her boat. I bought it from. Mr. Smith fired it up for me. The thing, boom, fired right up, runs beautifully. Talk about meticulously maintained. Fired it up, ran beautifully, and I'm going to do a couple little touch-up things on it. And, you know, we had a pole back here, a guide pole that was loose, held on with 1/4-20 bolts. I drilled it out and I'm holding it on with 3/8 bolts, a little bit better. I've got a plastic PVC pipe that I need to replace because it used to be like yay tall, like the other side. But this being loose, I think it rattled around enough, it just snapped itself off when I hit a bump. So we got to stop by the PVC store and pick up me another piece of PVC because I don't want this metal touching this boat. It's got a few scratches on it. Every boat that's 50 years old should have. So I'm not sure where my battery went dead, but it went dead. Doggone it. I looked at it before I started this segment and it showed full. So it must go full and then, But anyway, I put some 3/8 bolts in this. I got to get me a new piece of PVC here because this one's broke off. But let's take a look at the back of the boat here. And yeah, let's take a look. This is, amazing. Now, the other cool feature about this boat is it has been upgraded. I think it's an upgrade. You guys tell me. This had an MR, I think it's an MR1 or an MC1 Outdrive on it originally in 1973. This has a stern drive engineering Outdrive that has been put on this boat. This Outdrive, the paint looks almost brand new. I don't know how many years it's been there, but we're currently draining the oil. The gear oil was thick and black, but it was full. So I'm pretty sure no damage was done there. There again, before I take this out for the first time, I'm gonna pump new oil into it, new gear oil. And you guys know what I use. If you followed me for a minute, it's 820. I'm not gonna make it to the lake by 9. No way. But we're gonna get the new oil put in here. I use AMSOIL 75W90. Yep, 75W90 gear oil in here. And this stuff is pretty black. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna run this today. We're probably gonna run 30 miles on this boat today, at least 30 miles, maybe 40 miles today of just running this thing around. We're gonna get you lots of awesome drone footage of this thing on the water performing. I filled the tank up. It's got about a 20-gallon fuel tank in it. And then I'm gonna bring it back here and we're gonna drain this brand new oil out. And I'm gonna take a look at it and then we'll fill it back up again. Because what I'm gonna do is there's a lot of thick blackness in there. I wanna take the new oil, put in there, mix it around, and then when I get home, we'll drain it out and then I can put it back in there and I'll feel confident there's a lot of really good fresh oil in this boat. Check out this. You guys have seen these. Little on-off the boat platform here. Now this is not your basic fishing boat, obviously. This is a recreational boat, and recreation is what we're gonna do in it. This is very important. RAD. RAD. Now, Miss Smith that I bought it from, this was first letter and both the brother and sister's name that had passed away. And she had put this on the back of the boat in honor of them. This will stay here for the life of the boat. This boat is rad. That's all there is to it. And this is where the stars come together and the cosmic waves align and the universe speaks to me. This is also, when I got there and saw this wasn't in the pictures. I didn't notice it in the pictures. This is my wife's initials. She has to love it. She didn't know I picked this up yesterday. She was at work. I'm not on vacation right now, and this is what happens when you leave me alone. And I went and picked this boat up, and she got home and saw it, and I showed her this, and she's like, and I told her what it was about. She goes, yeah, that stays there forever. So that's cool. You know, the commemorative initials on there to honor some people that have passed. And I'm the new caretaker of this boat, and this is the way it's got to stay. That's all there is to it. Yeah. This won't leave my hands until I can't operate a boat anymore. And then I'll find another person, gentleman, lady, like myself, that appreciates boats, appreciate what they are, the engineering behind them, and just the preservation of a 50-year-old boat. And that's who can get this boat when I can no longer function it or operate it. Other good stuff. This vinyl is original. It has a couple of cuts and tears, and this was originally brown. It has some buttons missing. It was originally brown, and looking where the buttons were missing, like a dark brown. This has been spray painted with vinyl spray paint. Yes, vinyl spray paint. There is such a thing, if you haven't heard of it. And it has stood the test of time. It has actually held up really well. Now, I'm reaching out to Overton's to see if I can get a couple more seats. Once I talk to them, we'll make some decisions. and we'll see what we can do for some fresh new seats in here. Steering wheel's fantastic shape. This has a tachometer, amp meter, water temp, oil pressure, fuel gauge, tilt trim gauge, speedo that will not work because the little thing's broken off the back, but that's okay. Trim up and down, interior lights and accessories, anchor, nav, blower, pump, bilge pump. Works fantastic. Everything works on this boat. It's even got a radio or stereo in here with 4 speakers, 2 Explode 6x9s. He said the on-off switch on the stereo is a little finicky after it sat out in the sun one day. So we might see if we can get it working. I can't put any of the music in the video because it'll get demonetized because of copyright infringements, but it came with everything you need to drop in the water. Now, the one thing it does have that I'm going to break my golden rule today, folks. We have 2, 3 means of propulsion here. I usually never go on the water without at least 2 that are mechanical. Today we're going to trust the engine. Going out there with just the engine and 2 paddles. Golly, it better work. Let's climb on in here. I'm going to show you the engine on this joker. Okay, it's hard to see in the light out here. 165 horse inline 6. This is a long puppy. This is just like the Iron Duke. It is basically identical to the Iron Duke. It's a straight 6 instead of a straight 4. The interior down in here is immaculate. Hey, I can see a tag on the gas tank. I'll have to explore that later to see how many gallons. Looks like 20 maybe. But yeah, this has got, this piece here will actually remove. I wonder if I can tip this back enough without it. There it goes. It's kind of staying. It's kind of come down and cut my head off here. This has got little clampy things down in here to hold this fiberglass piece down that the seats sit on. It's got a cooler underneath here. I don't know if you can see all this. I'm trying to capture. Well, there'll be more videos on this guy, I promise you. We're gonna pull the dipstick and see what the oil looks like. Oil looks like brand new. Brand new. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run it with this oil and then we'll change it. Just like the Outdrive oil after we've run it. This oil looks fantastic. No reason to worry about it. All right. Let's fire this baby up and see what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and pump her full of this 75W90 synthetic marine grade gear lube. All right, we got good clean oil coming out of the top plug hole. Perfect. We'll go ahead and stick that plug back in. Now we'll stick the bottom plug in. Okay, never fire your boat up without muffs on it because you don't want to burn up your pump. Well, that sounds pretty good. Let's go to the lake. Yeah, just hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook it. All right, ease on back. All right, that's good. See what she's got. Oh.
That's quiet too.
Yeah.
That housing does a lot.
That's wide open. 3,900 RPM. Now we can trim it up a little bit. Watch that water line move back. Right about there. Whoop, too much. That's it. All right, folks, we're out here with the Cobalt. Yeah, Cobalt. Plop it in the gear. It's idling just a touch high. It's right idling at 1,000. I think it should be around 800. Think you're in a good spot?
Yep.
All right. Let's see if this thing, how she does for a whole shot. Talk about secure feeling. Where are you? Do I need to stop?
Catching up.
Okay. Well, I'll just put the hammer down. Oh, it's already down. Between this going that way and yours up above. I should have brought your other drink flask.
You know what?
You got a drink cup, another one of We've been running this thing for a while. Hopefully the sound all works like it's supposed to. Yep, everything's on. Good. Got a couple things to touch up when we get back to the house. I think I'm gonna have to pull the Outdrive off, and we're gonna check that water pump. We're sitting at about 190 degrees here after we made a hard run. But once you go to take off and go again, it runs about 160. So I have a feeling the water pump isn't pumping nearly as much water as it should, which is fine. The amp hours is doing positive on the amps. Tachometer, we're idling about, I don't know, 750, 800 RPM maybe. Oil pressure is running about 19 fully warmed up. We're in 32 foot of water, and the fuel gauge apparently is working because we are now down to just above 3/4. We started out full. Hey, there is an outlet here. I don't know if it works. Like a cigarette lighter, power outlet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're sitting in 31 foot of water. So far, everything seems to work pretty decent. Top speed we hit was 35 miles an hour. According to our calculations, we're pretty much spot on for the type of prop. We got a stainless prop. I'm pretty convinced that it's a 17 pitch prop that we've got on it, but she's been doing pretty good. I mean, our maiden voyage is, we're trying to run some fuel through it. When I started it up this morning, I could smell the bad exhaust fumes from what was in the carburetor. Wasn't completely burned out, and smelled like old gas. Like we were burning shellac and varnish mixed together. Are we running into anything yet? No, we're sitting, just hanging. No anchor. Oh, now we're starting to drift. Wind's pushing us. But anyway, so far so good with the old Cobalt. We're gonna get you some more drone footage here, some fun. But the old engine back here, let's just take a quick look at it while I'm trying. Got a nice quick shot of my drone pilot there. Say hi, drone pilot.
Hi, drone pilot.
Yep, that's what I thought he'd say. Whoa! Good thing it's a longboat.
There's some skis in
I
here.
fall further. But yeah, here's the old engine. Just engineing away. I do notice a puddle of oil right there in front of you. The valve cover's got a little bit of seepage going on. The boat has stayed pretty dry, just a little bit of water coming in here or there, not bad at all. But yeah, she's the old 165 horse is doing its thing. Loving life. All right, let's close her back up. Ooh, I'm gonna put some of that engine insulation in here. Look at that, that's just bare wood. She's pretty quiet. So I'm louder than it by a long shot. Uh-oh, back in the sunshine. I'm boating in sunshine. Whoa! That, don't demonetize me for that one. Please. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do. All right. Got you pointing at the front of the boat here. We're gonna do some more runs. The temperature's come back down to about 170, 180 right now, just sitting here idling. We're in a no wake area on this part of the lake. Oil pressure's tickling there at about 20 pounds at an idle, fully warmed up. Runs up just about 40, 42, 43 pounds when she's full tilt boogie. Here, she holds the water tight. Talk about secure feeling. Where are you? Do I need to stop?
Catching up.
Okay. Well, I'll just put the hammer down. Oh, it's already down. About 40 pounds of oil pressure at speed. Running about 170 on the temp.
Not bad.
He said it had a 150.
155, wasn't that on the other one?
Something like, he said he put like a 150 in it for a
Oh, for the thermostat?
thermostat, yeah. She comes up to about 180 here at an idle. Which is fine, it ain't gonna hurt this motor.
So who makes this block, Jim? Or
I think it's a GM block. I'll do some more research. The other thing that I did some research on, it just runs so smooth that and she's up there at 180 right now. It's a good chance it could need a water pump. Or
put a new water pump in or an impeller in it?
No.
4 years of seeking dry ride.
Yep.
It's probably missing 2 blades.
Could be. Good chance it's not in great shape. That's why it's a maiden voyage. As long as she stays under 200, she ain't gonna blow nothing up. She's holding 180. Drops to 160 when I'm going.
200 just means she's more efficient.
It's more efficient.
The warmer an engine is, the better it runs.
I lost my pop somewhere.
To your right in the gunnel.
Hey, found it. Stop looking now.
I remember seeing things.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, my son and I had a really good time out here on this old 1973 Cobalt. Is there some work to be done on it? You betcha. We gotta catch it up on some maintenance, catch it up on a few things. The valve cover leaking pretty good. I've picked up a new valve cover gasket. Water temperature was a big concern. Noticed that when we'd go after full throttle, that this thing would just raise up almost 200 degrees, and it would sit there at 200. After a minute or two, it'd come down to 180, but that thing should be running at like 150, 155, and back to 150. It shouldn't ever go up that high. I have a sneaky suspicion that the water pump, Outdrive impeller pump is not delivering enough water up through the circulating system of this boat to keep it cool and chilling like it should be. So I've got a, I got a thermostat. And she's 142 degree. It's for the Mercruiser pleasure craft. We'll throw that in the seat there. And so we're going to go after the thermostat. We're going to go after the pump on the outside. We're going to drain the oil in an upcoming video. We're going to do all this in an upcoming video. Drain the gear oil. We're going to see what it looks like after, a couple hours of, we were probably out there. We did about 40 miles today on the lake, just running around, just seeing how this thing's going to, how it's performing and functioning. We got to do a little work on the counter rotational skeg. It's a little silver skeg that's on the back of that thing, because this thing under full load wants to pull hard one way. And this counter rotational is supposed to be on there to keep it from, it's got like crazy easy steering one way and crazy hard steering the other way. This is supposed to neutralize it, so we're going to get that adjusted properly. The Bimini is missing a bolt. Well, actually not missing this one. It was missing a nut up high. This bolt's not quite right that goes in here. I'm gonna doctor this Bimini up a little bit, but this Bimini has potential. When I say potential, this is an 18-foot boat. I want an 8-foot Bimini. I think that's about as big as I can get for this. We'll measure the width, but I'm gonna see how wide I can get for this, because doggone it, on a day like today, and my hair is not as thick as it used to be when I was a young pup, I can just feel the heat. I need a straw hat, but in lieu of a straw hat on the lake, I'd rather feel the wind in my little bit of hair I got left and have that Bimini up and then hammer down that way. But trailer performs very well. This boat pulls very nice on the trailer. The roller bunk trailer works very well. Obviously there's a new pipe here. This was easy. This stuff used to be cheap. cheap. One 5-foot piece of 2-inch PVC pipe, $15 a piece. I bought 4. Now the one nice thing about what I bought here versus what was on it, I replaced both of them, is this stuff is twice as thick. I'm sure the ones that came with it were part of this guide pole assembly when you ordered it. And it had, and I couldn't believe it had 1/4-20 bolts designed to hook to whatever you're hooking it to bolt it down. That blows my mind. We upgraded that one to 3/8. We're gonna upgrade the other one to 3/8 bolts. You know, something that can take a little thumping and not just snap off. And you could actually tighten it down tight enough that it won't snap off. So we got 2 of these on there now, nice good thick ones. I do have caps. I just stopped on the way up at the lake and picked up these. I picked up 4 of them because on the old Banana, I need to replace those 2 on the Banana because I robbed those off another boat. And they're scuffed up and they look kind of, I don't know, look like they've been drugged down a brick wall or something. And just by another 30 bucks on top of the rigs that I got on there, I can slide 2 new ones on there, make her look all new again. You know, the Banana's got a reputation to keep up. So, what are some other things we're gonna do here? There's a couple things on the trailer that looks like it's been hit. I'm gonna bend some of that stuff back into place. Trailer lighting. These, I don't think these were submersible lights. They worked great when I picked up the boat. They worked great going to the lake, and I lost a brake light on the right side. So I bought some LED submersibles, plus they're a lot more visible with LEDs. These incandescents are great. Back in 1973. But today, when you can put LEDs on something, do it. Visibility is key. So we're gonna put some nice brand new LEDs on here. It also comes with this kit I bought, comes with 2 marker lights. So we'll probably put us a marker light up here somewhere. This frame, that's not channel down here on this. That's rectangular tubing, welded and bolted, and it's nuts. So, anybody want to guess the weight of this boat and trailer? I did drag it across the scales. And with it hooked to the Jeep, just the boat on the scale, boat and trailer, 4,020 pounds total. And that was minus about 5 gallons of gas that we ran out of it. So she's got some weight to her. This is a girthy girl here. She's got some mass, but it's got that awesome 165 horse Mercruiser. Another thing we discovered, we did some calculations. I don't know if I mentioned this early in the video, but it's worth re-mentioning. We did some calculations on RPMs. Most of you call them RPMs, revolutions per minute. We looked at the RPMs and running about 3,900 RPM. And we could trim it out and get it to climb up to 4,000 RPM. The boat's got horsepower. And when you stand on it, it'll stand up and go. But that would be great if I was going to be pulling skiers. The worst thing I'm going to pull is tubers. And tubers, you don't have to get up on plane, you just kind of go. So I wanted more top speed. Our top speed on this boat was 35 miles an hour, top speed trimmed out. And that's running like 3,900 RPM, 4,000 RPM. I'm pretty confident with our calculations. The numbers on this old prop's hard to read. It's a stainless prop, which is nice, but it's I think it's a 17 pitch. On a rinker I got out in the shed, it's got a really, really nice looking prop on it, stainless. I'm gonna pull it off. I think it's a 19 or 21. Either way, I think it'll go onto this. I think this got a 15 spline. I think that's got a 15 spline. And we're gonna slide that on here and take it to the lake to see if we can actually get it might be slower getting out of the hole, but top speed, I'm gonna try to see if I can get this thing to hit 40. Yeah, 40, that'd be fun. 40, 42, that'd be awesome for a big old girl like this. But tell you that's old tri-hull sucks up the waves. It's just really nice to be on the lake with this. I'd cut around and go across my own wake, and that's the other thing. This thing doesn't leave, when you're on plane, it doesn't leave much for a wake at all. It's pretty flat, and you go back across, it's just like a ripple in the water. Bigger wakes, it just eats them. You don't even, it's just, I don't know. It's like a Cadillac, man. It just sucks it up. Does a really, really good job. Well, I'm gonna call it for this video. The radio works. There wasn't anything on this boat that didn't work. Hour meter. The hour meter shows 1,071 or 2 hours now. So that engine has just over 1,000 hours on it so far. Most likely I'm gonna change. I got new fuel filter. I got a new oil filter for it. I got a Wix filter to put on it. We're gonna go ahead and change this oil out. I'm just gonna give it a once over in the next video. We're probably gonna change the oil, change the water pump on the Outdrive, new thermostat, and what else can we do? We'll probably check compression. I'm kind of curious what the compression is on this whole thing. And then we're gonna put a voltmeter on the old alternator. The amp meter was showing positive the whole time we were out there, but I wanna double check that voltage to make sure we're getting out the right voltage. Battery seems to be holding plenty of juice. It didn't go down at all. I got a little something funky with the switch because there's a couple times I went to start it and it had nothing in the key and I had to work the handle a few times and it came in. Don't like that happening to me a whole lot. What kind of noisy truck is that? It's yellow. It's funny, it says yellow, but the signs on it they're all orange. Last I checked, I wasn't colorblind, so I'm pretty sure that was orange. It said yellow. Maybe they're just having fun with it. We're gonna have to do a little something to help keep this ladder tucked up in the back. It came out a few times. You know, hard acceleration, the ladder just, it didn't shoot out, but we were dragging it around. It was flattened back there. But this boat's got some ponies. Well, let's get to work. Also, some of this yellowing, I'm not sure if this gel coat will buff out or not. We're probably gonna try buffing on a little bit. We're gonna get underneath and see if we can clean it up a little bit. This thing has definitely had a little bit of patchwork under the front end. Just right underneath the front end where, you know, people run them up on the beaches over time, just wear the gel coat off. That might be a later in the year project. Interior lights, I'm gonna start checking some lights to see if the bow light, stern light work, just in case I'm out after dark. Interior lights, it's got some factory interior lights in there. We're gonna make sure those work. We might even replace on some of this stuff with some LED, since I only have the one battery. But I might get myself one of these, you know, starter marine batteries, deep cycle marine batteries, so I can actually, you know, drain on a little bit. The radio doesn't seem to draw much. And I'm not one to sit there and party on a beach for several hours and kill my battery. But other than that, I got to get busy. Let's get some maintenance done. I'll see you guys on part 2 of this guy. And we'll talk some more through it on some of the things we're going to be doing to it. I hope you enjoy some of the drone footage at the end of this video. We got a decent amount of it. Seeing this thing on the water. But it's good stuff. Really good stuff. You know, there's no buyer's remorse here at all. This is buyer excitement, if you want to call it something. All right. Yep. Got to get busy. It's getting hot out right now. Oh yeah. If it ain't broke, fix it till it is. See you on the next video.